Hello and welcome back. Now we have, I think, done everything, but we shall double check. It's always best to check. Yes, that's definitely canola green. We should have one fertilised state. We will have weeds eventually, yeah, with mulch, but missed a couple of little tiny bits by the look of it. That's not the end of the world though, that's not too bad. Shouldn't need rolling. Yeah. And we can see from that we don't need lime, apart from the corners that always seem to get missed. And fertilise, we've got one fertilising state, so we will need weeds. We will need weeds doing. Now that is, if I'm honest, I think I said that this last year, last crop. Was it last year? It might have been earlier in the year. No, I think it would have been last year actually, thinking about it, because we are focusing solely on this farm, so there's no contracts on this let's play. So yeah, it really would have been last year when we. Now then, what we need to do now is look at when we are selling our crop, and we need to be, yeah, we use the fastest tractor as well. We will. It sticks over. No, it can come under there. It's not hurting at all. I love the fact that our shed's big enough for our farm. We've literally got loads of room still for the top liner. Again, the other thing I identified with doing all the work was possibly that on our farm a second harvester would be very useful. Being as we've got the top liner, we would either go for a second top liner or sell the top liner if it's worth enough and buy two. I was thinking about the Starliner, the smaller one of that, but then we're only really gaining a 2 metre increase, but then in time you could buy 3 and then it does come into its own. Small isn't always bad, not truthfully. You can have teams. I used to have 2 or 3 cases that, can't remember which model they were, one of the very low models. Oh, let's chop up. So I think the only tractor I forgot to refuel yesterday. Although I have got that fill level warning that beeps at you now when you get low, but funnily enough, it seems to be getting into my head to actually check this out. So I moved most of the equipment that I'd left. I think the case is hooked up to the windrow, which we'll grab that in a minute. I'm just going to leave this ready to fill. We are going to, yeah, oh, that is a point actually. Yeah, we could, thinking about it, this is going to be the one where we need to do the second fertiliser state once we have a change of state in the growth change of state, however you want to say it. Yeah, I'm recording this because I did all of the work yesterday, and I thought, do you know, if it was me, I would want the balance. I would. It was all work. We got every job apart from obviously the second fertiliser state and also the weeding done yesterday. But I thought, yeah, you've got to go back on and finish that, because it's just so boring if, like, you just watch. Well, to me, again, I will be guided by other people on this. Right, let's move this last piece of equipment. I think that I'd left loitering around out here. Also bales, I would like to get rid of those. Just trying to think, we can actually put the rice down to, oh no, actually we've got our other one as well. I could easily do that. Yes, this is a long one, so let's stick this in that, because that's got such a fantastic overhang. I do love these sheds. A lot of people, you know, want to move to, I think I know they look like they're fit for the purpose they've got. Yeah, they're not the prettiest of buildings, but they do what it says on the tin. Prettiness comes at a great cost usually. Right, okay, let's leave them under the overhang that I always forget is there. It still protects from the weather. Right, so then let's have a look and see. I think it's another couple of months. Oh. Yeah, it is. So with that, let's have a quick look though. Let's go on my my inklings and miss anything. So we have oats is our main crop, and that is in December. Right, so you might get it at the end of November. We're looking for 1-1. Soybeans, we are looking for... that's right, soy is the middle of the year. Yes, I do remember now. So yes, soy is going to be left for a while. That is going to be our main crop that makes us the actually most money. I would like... What we are looking for is a weeder stroke... a proper weeder, actually, a herbicide sprayer, I think, because it will do both. We seem to be missing the window for... I did the first couple of times use the mechanical weeder, and we have been missing bits where it was on halfway through the next growth stage of weeds. Even if you leave it just a very short night, it still seems to grow way too quickly, the weeds. So yeah, so what we're going to do is, and I'm going to do this on the fields because I know I have got a house, but I am looking for growth stage. So right, let's go through till tomorrow then. Oh, I have got to get out of that. Let's go on to next month, rather. Let's go on to 9. Yes, the latest Courseplay version has that weird Courseplay thing across the screen, which is a bit strange. Lovely. Yeah, see, sort of straight to medium, just not... Yeah, it's such a shame. Ooh, every single autumn you get the weird glowy tree thing. Let's see what we've got on special. Ooh. Now, actually, that is about the model that we used to have on FS19 that I used to go for. But it was it was a modded one, and it was ever so reasonable, much more reasonable than that, something like 40,000. So we do in time want another tractor, really, but not feeling that. We've already got a front mower. Oh, right, okay, so we do need to, let's have a look, sprayers. I can't remember if we said we could have loans on this. I think what we'll do for now is, just so as I can go over rules of engagement, we will, let's just go for, we'll go for the cheap one that we've always gone for. I think it's my favourite, the Ixter. Sometimes I just cannot see for looking. That's what I would like, something like the Berthoud. Well, I mean, ideally, I would love something like the standalone sprayer, which that I absolutely do love. I think the brewing is amazing, but that is a huge chunk of change that is well beyond our ability presently. So that's 24 meters. That's 21. That's I seem to recall, if you go for the 24 and you lease it, 1785. I think this was the cheapest one. But not by a lot. Let's have a look at the standard Hardy. There is really very little in it, so let's just go for this then. Right, okay. I'm going to set this going. Oh, that's true, we're going to need him on. He's got the narrows. Right, we'll get the fertiliser done first. I am going to go into a time lapse, it's not going to be a long one. But yeah, we're going to fertilise all of these and then spray all of these. I'd like to get something else done though whilst we do this. Let's have a look, see if I actually got Courseplay courses. I would like to get on with the wood, so loading the wood up. There's it's been there long enough. We need to make use of the space, not to keep ignoring things. So, right, we are on field 2, and we want a 42 metre spreader. Clear, load, activate. And wow, that's a lucky guess. I'm actually on the very beginning of the course, and that was just a fluke, I might add. It really was. Not some cleverness on my part. Right, okay then, so we'll leave that doing that while we... yeah, actually it'd have to be the case. Yeah, the John Deere always shocks me. I can't ever see, it just says RIM 2 and things like that. So I can never really tell whether it's narrows. Now this is yet another one of those things I was talking about the versatility of the case. This is one of the few sort of larger tractors that has that ability. Let's repair that. Customise. I'm sure we've already done narrows before. No, we haven't, but we've gone. No, these have got the nice narrows as well. Right, we'll get this on the sprayer. It does leave us only with the John Deere, really. Well, no, the John Deere can use the front loader. That's good enough. Yeah, that's true for what we're trying to do. Right. Let's set this going now. Have we got any? I think we used the spray last time, if I remember rightly. Sure I did. It was on the side over here where we would need it. So let's go get the herbicide. We should start on... But in fact, yeah, we're starting field 2. Then we're not going to get in the way of the fertiliser spreader as I move it to the next field. Yeah, we'll get this concentrated on. Ah, brilliant. Now that is useful. Actually tells you when they finish work. It's getting more like the courseplay of old. I also know how to change my courseplay so it reads in meters. I actually watched one of Scroft's videos, his primary one, and it is actually something simple. You really do just have to have your... I have my settings on miles, because obviously being British, that's to me is, yeah, that's right. But because you have it on miles, that actually tells it to use feet. So you've got to literally... Have I set a course upon this? Let's have a look. So this is 24 metres. Let me have a quick look. I'm not so sure I have. We're not... 2. No, I haven't. So in that case, let's set up a quick one. Create job. I am going to go into time lapse, honestly. I just wanted to explain a few sort of things. Right, field. Yeah, no, we've gone. That's good. So, yeah, you see it's on feet, and obviously this is one thing I moaned about when I first came on to say, why would you choose feet on a meters thing? It chooses it based upon what you've got selected, what you're using, so which is still silly in my opinion, but nevertheless I'm not going to call the courseplay team because it is a cracking bit of kit. Right, let's start the job. Let's jump into... let's get this onto the next field. Let's spray. Right, I'm going to say, mate, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to rinse and repeat this on all 3 of our fields, and hopefully then we're going to get on with shifting some more, are we? No, I did say about fun. I don't mind doing these, but you know, we're not going to shift up. We are going to do the wood though before probably the next harvest. I don't want to get this shifted probably in the back end of the winter when there is nothing going on farm wise. Right, so let's get this course sorted. This is field 3. Have we got a 42 metre? We have. And okay, right. That's going to take while to do the spraying. That's going to take... Yeah, I suppose the one thing we could do, I'm trying to think, I'd like to do something a little bit different. Hire-wise. Let's have a look. Now I've used one trailer. I do always like to go through the modded trailers and that, the different things. That is forestry equipment. Now what's... The one my old faithful I always used to do was the Fleagle. But I do like the look of this. It is quite wide. And also I haven't had a go of cranes on FS22, so I don't know whether to literally lease this. It's not exactly terrible, is it? Go on, let's do it. Let's push yourselves. You've got to sometimes get out of your... Right, let's grab the John Deere. We need, yeah, the actual... Let me just make sure we have, yes, I thought we had. That's why there's no weight on the front. You can't have the weight and the front loader on at the same time on this tractor. It is a versatile little thing. I know it's not terribly powerful, but it's, yeah, it's good. Right, front loader, we need a weight. I think actually we're going to need the big weight. Oh no, actually think about it. I think I'm going to try the crane first, see how that goes on. If it's a load of old rubbish, or stressful, on FS19, and you know, oh, brilliant, which one is that going to be? That's going to be the fertiliser spreader. Yeah, definitely. Right, so we should be seeing dark blue now on everything. Should be. There were a few bits and bobs. Oh dear, that really doesn't mind not in every single year. I think we'll just get a standard worker going on this for just 2 passes. Seems a bit of a excessive to use anything more than that. Let's say about there. There's going to be some overlap anyway. Right, smashing. It is longer to run than I think. I always do this. Okay. Yeah, let's have a go. It's going to take forever though. I am going to switch to this because this is an absolute beaut. This actually, you can grab logs really quickly with this. I think we are going to get the other. We are going to get the proper way. We're going to need it at some point because I get the feeling that I'm going to give up on the crane quite quickly. I just don't think it's going to be. But I'm going to give it a shot. I know I'm being negative, but it's based upon a lot of practice with logging on FS19 with cranes. Brilliant, that's the... Oh, come on, please tell me you did both. Sometimes... Oh, seriously? You can't even do a second run? Oh, do you know? Trees. The bane of the worker. I've bought a new field on my... the old stream farm yesterday, and likewise there's one section of the right, let's do this the old fashioned way. Human, not machine. I don't know, ridiculous. So again, I'm going to have to... I did say that I hate ripping trees out, I truly do, except for it's necessary like we have on this particular one. We had a lot of space that was wasted by all those trees, so therefore of course I said yeah we're going to take these trees out, and we did. I don't regret that. It was a decision for the farm. I will also, as I said, be planting some more trees. Great, fantastic. Let's move them on. That is definitely an important job. Let's trim that down there. I love how fantastic this fertiliser spreader is. It is so economical. Whoa. Okay. Let's grab the sprayer first. It is the single most... Ooh, okay. Yeah, this is the biggest field. we should be able to do the second field with what we've got. So I'm just tracking back in my conversation about what I just said. I think when I set the course and said, oh no, do you know, I might be confusing it with another. Right, course play. Let's knock another course up. Current course. Create job. Field 3. Target really doesn't matter terribly. Open generator 1. Generate. Go. Yeah, I think the Pathfinder is going to work this time, but I'm going to make sure. I said I was going to go into time-lapse mode, haven't I? Right, I am going to. We know what we do, we're just going to rinse and repeat this, and then we're going to go and do the wood with the crate. We can have a go, and if that doesn't work, then I shall switch to using our fantastic tool that I have tried on my Rizu Forest to great effect. It is fantastic. So, without any further waffling, I'm going to say, I shall see you guys and gals on the other side. Right, I'm going to break silence a little early. I am not using that. It's horrible. It's just not wide enough. It's not for that. The crane is just as awful. I did just came flooding back to me. I'm not saying it won't grab better. That was its biggest problem. It's how faffy it is. It takes so long, whereas that is absolutely fantastic. I think we'll get away with actually stacking these. We need a wider width. It's not very long. It might have wasted £1,000 really there on leasing that, because it's just not going to be. We're going to need to shift a lot of wood. You can see there's all those silly game mechanics where you need it to be nice and wide. The Johnson Brothers one is the one I've used and may go with, or I might actually go with one of the prop ones, and I need to be able to have width, so I'm going to send that back. We are going to do this as I said originally. I sometimes allow my enthusiasm to take over. So let's at least send that back. It's a shame, but anyhow. Return. sure whether it would take the wood with it. I was not sure. Fantastic. Excellent. Should wait. Yeah, I think we'll take over if I'm honest for once how big this is. Does seem rather. Ooh. Interesting. Why am I shouldn't be spinning? Am I catching something in the ground or why do the workers insist on having the thing so low? I always have it higher. I mean, it's probably correct to have it low. Works much better. It's really bizarre. I'm fighting something. Doesn't seem to be in the ground. Have I got a piece of wood under me or something? Absolutely bizarre. I've never known that. Never ceases to amaze me the way that this game oh, surely there is. Seriously? Oh, let's find this. Not enough space to unload indeed. There's an entire field. Perhaps trying to stick the standard. Ooh, no. Okay, I am intrigued now. Lift. Nah, it's me. Actually, I think I must have accidentally said lower. So I do apologise, Giants and the game. It was totally the Wally in charge this time. Not that it is always. The game has enough of its real problems for me not to be, even this many months down. We're having nice new things released at a fair old pace. But we aren't having the errors fixed. We're told they're fixed, and then there is enough space to unload. Both sides there is. Right, let's drop that off and let's give the shop a ring and return that. Also, let me reset the shop. I do want to not. Right, smashing. Excellent. Right, job is a good one. Right, we shall take our fastest tractor for taking the Reich. And where did I leave that? Fertiliser is where I left it, I think. Let's look on the map, it's easier. Yeah, oh, it's there. Smashing. I'll get this ready for. Is it November? December, January, I think. I should check. Right, so then, yeah, fully fertilised. Weeds are gone. We have done everything we can possibly do on our fields. That's a nice place to be. And the best price for soybeans, we know it's halfway through the year. Oats is December. Yes, okay, so then we need to let's have a look what the price is though now. Let's show current 1,000. It's actually very close to what it should be. 1,100. We've got 1,068 Hobos Farmers Market. Right, what we're going to do though is we are going to sleep through till the morning. Let's do it early in case the prices are on the switch over. That's all I'm going to say, but let's also see what's on the sales on eBay. No, I don't think it would be eBay. Oh, I was forgetting about that. Oh, seriously, 7 o'clock. Why did you do that? Right, okay. So then, 1,133 at Dragon's Elevator Grain Silo. Oh, that's a new one. Let's see where that is though, because is it worth that extra 11? Let's tag the place. See where you are. Dragon's Elevator Silo. Are you by the shop? And Hobos, the one we normally go to, is a stone throw away. Yeah, do you know, you've got to actually work that out as well. I reckon Hobos Farmer Market is where we're going to go to then. Let's grab that. And we want those. Now I have uninstalled the lizard. Now I have a sneaky feeling that we had the lizard as our second trailer, which means, yeah, this is going to take us longer. Now let's switch the lights on, because we're going to need to do it all in this. Right, so that is something we're going to address. I will check in editing. I'm almost positive that will be the case. Oh, this is bad. I apologise for dragging you through the night. Yeah, this is the way. We're going to go that normal way. Right. Small time lapse, or should we chat? I've chatted on this for a while. Yeah, where are we gonna go? How much more? We got 2 sets of that, I think, haven't we? Yeah, actually that works out quite well. But yes, we must get either a bigger. Actually, there is a beautiful trailer, a big one as well, which would be in keeping with this map. 70 tonner, 35 odd grand. So we may well do that and just keep this for grabbing the grain off the field. I think we've got to get all of our tools before we need to expect. To be honest, the 3 fields we've got, because of the rotation on this map, we do well. I think we would only need 1 more field, with the fact that this is an American map and literally you hit the land straight away with another crop almost instantly. If we'd had too many fields, well, I suppose if we were bigger, we'd have teams, then it would work. But with what we've got presently, we're about at our limit. That's what I'm going to say. Can't remember if it matters. Come on, what on earth? I did pop very briefly. Okay. Yes, I know it's all the money comes straight in and we spend straight away on something, you know, that we need, but is obviously it's growth, it is, and until we can afford another field and we've bought everything we need, then really that is the way it's going to go, isn't it? To be honest, it is the nature of the beast, truthfully. Right. Let's go the other half. I think what we're going to do, I'm trying to think, it's June. When is our actual harvest of canola? It's July and August. I think we're going to zip through, straight through for selling our soy as well, so we actually know what we've got and have a bit of fun. I do seriously think once we've sold this, that is what we're going to do. We've done the weeding, we've done everything on the field, so a second fertiliser stage, so we are completely jobbed up. Oh, the trouble is then I want to miss the wood. Oh, I think I'm going to do an entire episode of that, so yeah, I'm not going to worry about that. Okay, that's how it keeps getting forgotten though, so I think next time I'm on this, if we stop in June, that's 1 month before, that's selling the soy at June, we'll stop at that point, so that, yeah, we can actually get the wood done, because I don't want this to keep going on and on and on and on. It's not right. I want to use that space. It's no good clearing the space and then not actually doing the job that enables us to use it. So yeah, we're going to sort this next time. Wood. We shall have a look what. Fantastic. Let's take this and see the state of play. Yeah, we do, and in the future need another member of the team. John Deere is the weakest member, but yeah, in time, definitely at least 1 or 2 more tractors. 3's good. We obviously want a high-end tractor. Our highest is the 249 horsepower case. It is, I think we've got it on the 249 horsepower configuration rather than the 261, I'm sure we have, yeah. So that's our highest tractor. Then this is 175 horses, and our little John Deere is 100, so yeah, it's definitely, that Valmet would have been nice had it have had a, you know, or something in that range, but truthfully, I think another mid-range and at 190 to plus to 225, something like that. Robo, Landini Robo 6 or something, case if it came up on special offer or anything in that range, and then second one would be a bit of a beast, 500 horsepower plus for end game big stuff. I think on this we also may need one of the real big ones, the 692 horsepower job is at some point to get the maximum from the map, because I do intend on this one going either big or teams. So yeah, that's true, teams aren't the same, you don't really need to go big with that, it's just more about, yeah, I think I've had this discussion before. It's a long time ago that I decided that teams were the best way to go rather than massiveness, unless of course we got something like the Swifter on special offer and we'd got a big tractor, but that was my point really. If you buy something like the Swifter, you then need to buy something like one of the larger tractors, whereas if you go for 3 sets of 8 meters with little tractors, then to be honest you can do more than the Swifter ever could by half again, just by using small tractors. So yes, I know the wages, but if you hit a field with 3 tractors, trust me, it's not going to take long, so your wages aren't going to be very much for that very fact. So it is all swings and roundabouts, but also you've got the cheapness that your team remains at the size that it is because you don't need to go big. And I mean, Courseplay, obviously you've got to go for the same, you can't rely on the sales, you need exactly the same tool to use the multiple tools on Courseplay. They have got to be, obviously, which is true to real life. You wouldn't be able to be too tricky to work out. I'm sure they do have teams in real life, and you would have the same size, I would imagine, otherwise it's going to make things too awkward. Or would it in real life? I don't know. I think humans are probably good with things like that. Right, 83,000, not even looked. 83,724, that is very healthy. Right, smashing. Let's put this back, switch our lights off, and we shall move on to June. In fact, yeah, let's actually leave that where here, ready to be filled with soy. Makes more sense. So the lights of the silo. Right, okay then. So let's actually for once use the proper sleep trigger, being as we are. Let's just have a quick look as well now at what we did get in the sales. Oh, yeah, I've got a goldfish brain, I really have. Ah. Ooh, lovely case, and ideal for, yeah, wood chipping, but that is a very good price, I've got to say, for that. That is literally a third. It's usually 80 odd, so that is good. But we're not thinking of wood chipping. I'm not going into that in that extent. I would lease rather than use that, I think. Right. So then let me just check one more time that I am correct. It is June. I know this is just me. I know I have already checked this. Yeah, it is June, and then we harvest in July, August, our canola. Oh, no, it's June, July, August. Ah, that's annoying. Because then we have to turn the fields around so quickly for soy again. Or sorghum. Ah, okay. Well, we are going to do the... definitely go on until June anyway, definitely. So, with no further ado, let us cycle through the months and go on holiday and enjoy ourselves through the winter, and also scour the local American market, farmers market. Right, we don't want that, we want 9. Oh, I hate it when it does that. No, it didn't do it, I was going to say. That's what I call a good thing though, that 83,000, that's very good. We should get a bit of tick up from our placeables, it will be a bit as well. Well, that's not a bad tick up for... Ooh, yeah, that's the type of beast I'm talking. That end game would be perfect. That's good for a class. The classes don't tend, as a rule of thumb, to get very good. Should we buy it now? Because that's... I'm trying to think, actually. No, we shan't. I could actually go for something... It's equal and better. In fact, yeah, there is a smashing John Deere. 370. Oh, actually, there's a new John Deere, thinking about it. Right, anyway, let's go sleep again. Let's see February through. Yes, there's a mod I loaded in yesterday, one of the larger John Deeres that goes up to 500 horsepower. I think it's for about 200 grand once you've put that engine in it. I'll show you, we'll have a look at it. That to me looks like a cracking tractor. Modded admittedly, but that doesn't bother me in the slightest. Ooh, now that I could have done on the old stream farm. What a cracking price, that's normally 90 grand. No, I'm not gonna swap and change. We've already got a round baler. No, if it was the Anderson, I would go for it. Yeah. So let's do that again. Yeah, I will show you. We're going to do this right up to June until we get to the month of harvest. Of course, I'm hoping it's not ready, but it'll be Murphy's Law that it actually will be ready on the month of June. So I'm going to take the soy first, if the price is good, in June. I do find those expensive because you can buy a butterfly. Also, I did say this, it's a very small set. That's a good price for such a big I mean, you could almost use that as a... Mind you know, as I said, there's a fantastic one that I would use if I'm honest. Right, so March. Let's go to May. Can't believe this, we've not even got a single thing through the sales. Murphy's Law. It's nice to look at all the nice things anyway. It really is. I think so. I must admit, I do really love this feature. I think I was watching one of Mr. CLP's really old Let's Plays. It was in FS15 where they had this feature. I think it's slightly revamped in this, but it is... even then I thought that was fun. Ooh. No, I'm going to say exactly the same here as I did on my Rizu Forest. If I was going to spend 100 grand, I'd sooner spend 140 grand on get the 18 metre Great Plains. I would. If I was going to invest that kind of money, then yeah, I would definitely go for that. So we're in April. Let's go through to May. And then we shall stop in June and we shall see what the prices of soy are like, because that is our main income. That is, yeah. I would love to do a cotton crop, if I'm honest. It's a long time since I've done cotton. I know we'd have to lease it, but if we did all 3 fields with cotton, that would be a number of bales, I'm quite sure. Connect. Now that's a good tractor. Definitely. But again, actually, as I said, there's some modded ones. I do love the fast tracks because it is so fast. Obviously, that's what its name implies. Ooh. 3 bales. Oh, is that the round one for the John Deere ones? Though it is, isn't it? I prefer the traditional, if I'm honest. I'm not a massive fan of the John Deere stuff. I'd like the original, having used them both. Yeah, having a choice if I'm leasing anyway. I mean, I would have bought that obviously if right, last one, and then we look on the map as well to see. Now then, it's going to be a long day, so we are going to do a 7 o'clock start, definitely. Last month we picked up not even a sausage, not a single item in the sales. Oh well, you win some, you lose some. We got quite a few bargains in the last couple of years in the winters, but you don't win them all, do you? Simple as. Now that yeah, is again, this is something, if we get a harvester in the sales. Oh, it's the little one. That's a shame, because there's the 150 horsepower one of that. We've already got a small one, because it's a cracking price, don't get me wrong, but we could sort of we could get a brand new John Deere for 15 grand that's exactly the same as that. Oh, and it's the 19 miles an hour one. The other bigger ones, actually, let's just see if you can. Yeah, it is the one. There's a bigger brother of that that's 150 horsepower. I would be going for that, I think. Mulchers. We've already got a mulcher, and it does a cracking job. Do we want a front loader? We've got one, really. I mean, don't get me wrong, obviously the weight is better on a proper one, and it's electric. No, we'll pass, I think. Right, let's have a look on the map to see if we're actually ready to harvest, or whether we are still in the last growth stage, which is what I'm hoping for. No, ready to harvest, of course it is. Of course. Right, okay. Oh, I hate this. My mouse disappears the first time you click on this screen. Right, let's have a look at prices. 2023. And our normal place, let's untag that as well. Right, Hobos it is. Right, that's the one thing we're going to do before we set the harvest going. We are going to go and take this produce and see what we're left with. And I will show you that tractor, I haven't forgotten. I'm going to need 1.5 trips. Yeah, that is something I do plan to address, and that is to buy the... Again, we will see what we go up to though, because to be honest, this is at this particular point, and also if I'm thinking of cotton, I need a massive chunk of change in case we lease. The equipment is expensive to lease. Actually, that's the point. I need to do that on the turnaround after this, I think. Oh no, planting is now for cotton. So we could harvest, turn around and do cotton straight away. Okay, sounds like a plan then. So we do need quite a bit of money in the kitty to do cotton. It is it's a massive commitment, massive layout. So we'll get the soy, and we'll have a look at the costs of leasing the equipment. I'm just wondering whether to go for 2, but it's a big layout, it really is. I would like to eventually go into cotton. I absolutely do love going into cotton, if I'm honest. I have been a cotton baron, where I think I had a washout. It was my main thing. I worked up to getting some of those massive fields on the left hand side of the map in washout. In fact, most of them. I moved a few times. I had the starting farm in washout to begin with, and then I moved across to the left, but one of the big fields I had one cotton harvester, and I just built up. In the end I've got 2 or 3 cotton harvesters, and we just used to make absolutely shed loads of money, to be honest, with it being cotton. I fully fertilised everything, massive fields. It would take an age, but it literally was an absolutely beastly with pre-productions. To be honest, productions, I'm not bowled over. I don't mean that it's probably doubles your money, but then takes some off with expenses. But it's also faffy. So when you consider something less faffy, sometimes I think I'd sooner go less faffy. Something a bit more straightforward. This should be our lion's share, to be honest. This should really be our main income. Can't wait to see what we've actually got finished. That is amazing. 130 grand. Not bad, it's not bad at all. Let's get the rest in. I didn't imagine we're going to be up to about 140, 145-ish. Yeah, that's actually still, let's go down side here. There's not much in it, to be honest. But in fact, yeah, so why are we going on the very bad side of the field? We could actually go down the road. I can't even answer that question myself on why. I do like going down the other edge of that field, though. I find that quite good. It's quite good land, and it just cuts out a massive sort of huge set of roads. So yeah, that is definitely useful. I'm still unsure. We're gonna have a little bit. We're gonna have a look at what land we would buy if we were going to buy land as well, just for the future. And if anybody has, as I've always said on all my Let's Plays, I do class this as our Let's Play. If anyone's got any ideas or anything they'd like to see, or any particular field that's close by, I do want to keep it nuclear. I want everything to be roughly around the farm, because it does, time is money. It is, as my old geography teacher used to say, it's location, location, location. The more further away you move and the more strewn out your fields are, the more costly in time that is to you, the farmer. If everything's close by, then you're straight on your fields, and that is a massive advantage. It really is. Oh, actually, no, that's 20. Yeah, that's 28 grand. No, I mean, much better than I thought. Than I just said, definitely. So that was totally wrong. 28 grand on top of that is almost 160, 157, 8,000. That's fantastic, it really is. Yeah, and I say next is definitely cotton, so we will get this out, canola, which is a good, canola's November, so yes. Get the cotton in, which means we're going to have to, yeah, we're going to have to lease a planter, aren't we? Or do what I actually said, which is not a bad, oh no, it is a bad, because we would take all of, I'm trying to think about 178, be a bit tight. Wages and equipment hire is going to absolutely beast us, so it may be a matter of seeing a cheaper planter to lease for the cotton. The planting the cotton, I think it's that 9-metre one. We'll have a look. Again, these are the bits of fun. I love this side of the game. I mean, don't get me wrong, I like the work, but you can all get all worked out. You've got to have a bit of a balance. That's why I wanted to come back on this and put this session on the tag end of all the work we did last, it's going to be one session, but what I mean is it's been 2 recording sessions. But I didn't want to leave the last one, it was just work. I just literally came on and hit the entire set of work, and I thought, yeah, but it's not. Where's the other side? The fun side of seeing the growth and seeing how well we did. You've got to do that as well. What's that old saying? All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. Yeah, there's quite a few sayings similar to that, but it is true. It's balance. You can't just do the work without. Right. I'm going to use my brain though. We're going to get the worker to run this back, and we should drop over to the farm. Set destination on field 2. Oh, no. It's crop. Definitely we're not going to do that. Right, let's just jump into... Oh, I always do that. Always forget the different screens. Right, okie doke. So then, let's have a look at tractors. Let's do what we said we were going to do. Yeah, tractor. The big tractor I was talking about is the Knutson modded one at the end. Ish. Yeah, this one here, the 160,000, but it isn't that when you're finished. Yeah, this one you can go up to 530 horsepower. Should we go for the Slightly cheaper. Yeah, I don't know what the Roblox does. I would want to go with the 3-point if I was going to do it. Engine. How much for the 500 horsepower beast? So we're looking at 181,000 for a 500 horsepower. I don't think anyone would argue that that's a bit of a snippet. Now, also, I did look at this yesterday. Vintage configuration. Okay. Right, I would like. Yeah. You can go wheel weights, and actually it doesn't actually cost you any deal. Or it didn't on the one that I looked at yesterday. Oh, I was on the other tractor though. Oh yeah, that's right. Wide tires and weights is within the scope of the cost. So for 181,000, I know we can't do it now. We could buy a 500 horsepower tractor. I mean, obviously we may get them on the sales for less than that, but I doubt it. That is a very good price for a 500 horsepower tractor. So that would be what I was looking for long term on a 500 horsepower one. Obviously, I love the fact that it has a front, but unless we got lucky with something like the fence. Now then, what else was I going to? Did I say? Oh, trailers. Yes, I'm going to show you the trailer that we definitely do want. This is. This one, the Trans 70 tonner and 36,000. Some lovely colours to it as well. That's on this map. We'll see us in good stead. It would mean we could run up with our harvest in one hit always, which would be useful, and we can use the Reich as the runner, for the field runner, a bit like an auger, like the American. I would like to use an auger, I think, on this, just to be true to what people actually do. Right, what else did I say? We were going to, cotton equipment, that's right. Let's have a look how much they are to lease. And I am not interested in the John Deere. Yeah, I have tried it. It's through sort of speech. 25 grand, that's about right. That's about what it was last time. So yeah, I think we'd go for one. It'd be a long session. We'd definitely time lapse it, because obviously that is going to take some time. And how much to lease the cotton trailer? In fact, no, I don't need to do that. I'm being silly. I would test. I tell you what I did used to do. I used to use a telehandler with bale spikes and used to stick it on, actually, funnily enough, the trailer that we've got here. Used to literally put them the wrong way, as in sideways there, and you'd get 3 on there, and it never moaned. We shall see. I've not got trailer fill limit on at the minute, because it's a global setting, and I switched it off for the old stream farm, because I've got some cheap trailers that if you put multiples, if you've got trailer fill limit on, it actually treats the 2 trailers as if they're one, and I could get 4.5 tons of crop into what should have been 20, so I had to switch it off, which of course, being a global set, means every other Let's Play gets it switched off as well. So right, anyway, enough waffling. Next time we are harvesting, definitely. And we are up to, I was right, 158,874. I'm not going to knock it to dollars, because I will be going on to the old stream farm after this, not literally straight away. So yeah. Does that say needs lime? It might do after we've harvested it, actually. Right. So this is where I'm going to leave it. I'm very. Have we got a work? Is that worker still? Seriously? Oh, I'm sick and tired of skivers. There was absolutely no reason whatsoever that should have just stood there. There's not even a tree in sight. Do seriously. Not sure whether to actually get the new. We do need a trailer. Do we need it? No, we can manage with what we've got for now. We'll get one there, but I want to see. Obviously, we're putting cotton in at once to make sure we've got a mass of money left for hire if things go wrong. or incidentals. I know I'm overthinking it, but I think it's always nice to have a bit of a buffer in case things don't work out quite like you intend. If you need to lease something else, or if I needed to lease a telehandler as well, or you know what I mean, that type of thing. So yeah, we'll grab this and stick this on the field edge, ready for the harvest next session. Get all of those 3 fields harvested next time. Yes, I think the wood is going to have to wait again, which is unfortunate. Well, I suppose we could do it on the... So when we're sowing cotton, that's the other thing I was going to do, isn't it? And that's where we're going to have a look at the cheapest planters. I think it's a 9-metre one. That's the 6. No, that's it. The Optima. Yes, how much to lease? And it's 180 horsepower, so that would actually be fine. How much to lease? That's dearer than I thought it would be. Wow. Okay, it is what it is. Have we got anything? No, they're all tiny, aren't they? That's not tiny, but it is. Yeah. Yeah, that's my weapon of choice that I would love to buy on this particular Let's Play. I haven't loaded the big Borgolt ones. Borgo, let's pronounce it properly. No. I don't know whether to or not. I don't know whether if we're going to go that big. But if we do, then I would load them up. But yeah, I don't go massive very often. Like I said to you, I think I'd sooner have 2 Great Plains running as one than I would have the Borgos, if I'm honest. Although, yeah, can you fertilise with the Borgos? I haven't got them loaded, so I can't check. So I suppose, yeah, swings and roundabouts, that would be quite an advantage. Precision farming is around the corner, so yes, I'm looking forward to that enormously. But for now, I'm going to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you're going to continue on this journey with us. We are, yeah, we're hitting a... Oh, let's have a little bit of a look. I think field 5 was what I looked at last time. Yeah, we're not far off being able to afford a field 5. A long way. I do like the look of field 1, and I know that we can't afford field 1, but that's only double what we would do now. If you consider, I think actually field 11 would suit us better if we were going to do that. Just under a mil. That would be our monster harvest field. That would be one that you'd probably set going over 2 sessions and forget about it, and leave our massive Trans 70 for the course play. Yeah, and that, if we'd got to that level, we would need multiple harvesters. There's no way you would tackle field 11 without. So yeah, let me just show you what I was talking about with the harvesters. I would have to sell the one we've got. Whatever you decide to go with, whether you're going to go with 3 Russell Mashers or my favourite, when I was doing a little bit of the Dominator, funnily enough, because of how big it's 7,500 it is. Close to that is obviously the starter harvesters, but that has a 5.1 metre header, which is slightly better than the TX32, which has only got 5,600 storage and only has a 4.2, and the Starliner, which also, that's the cheapest, but also that has only got I should show you, I think it's a 4 metre header, so we're losing quite a bit. That's the original, that's our header, for the one we've got presently. The Dominator's header is absolutely phenomenally cheap. 5.1 metre. So, I mean, yeah, that's marginal. So it's 78,000 and odd. Starliner header's dear. Oh, it is still a 4.2 metre. So you could have like 3 of those. But if you had 3 of the Dominators, you are talking about 15 metres. So you're actually better than one massive traditional harvester. Obviously you've got 3 times the wages and 3 times the upkeep, but you wouldn't be using them for long. And well, you would on that monster field we were discussing, but you wouldn't be using it long on a standard field, because 3 3 harvested would just crush your field in minutes. So yeah. Or you could set on our fields, you could have 1 on each field and they'd be done in very quickly. But then you'd need 3 trailers. So as I say, it's all mechanics on what way you want to tackle it. But yeah, I'm sort of thrown between the Starliner, which is only 65 grand for a complete setup, and the Class, which is 79. It could call it 80,000 per one, which is 240 grand. So you'd have less than 210, but you also have an advantage with the Dominator in so much as its tank's bigger. So not that when you've got teams, that's not massive on that. But the extra width of the header is, now that is quite a deal breaker when you consider. And obviously the traditional TX32 again is pretty much of a muchness. Let's have a look. I think that's, yeah, TX32, last one on the list is 55, so 75. So the 3, there's so little in it, but I think the Dominator, if I'm honest, comes out top. So I think 3 Dominators. Just out of interest, how much would we get for our now aging harvester? 73 grand. And how much for the header? 73, 83, 89,000. So we would be swapping for an inferior machine. We'd probably just be able to buy 1 of the Dominators, so we'd have to buy a second one ourselves. So that would be a start to have 2, but it's, again, this is long term. Right now we have got lots and lots of more important things to be worrying about. First thing being a trailer. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there for now. I am literally going this time, but I'm just trying to do everything I promised I would. I can't think that I've missed anything. I'm going to say I hope you are going to continue with me on this journey. I do love this map, I do. It's nice to have a this is so beautifully flat, and I mean it's not always nice to have just flat fields, but it is nice to have flat fields as well sometimes. And I love the square, beautiful square fields, and as I say, we are going to extend this. We are definitely going to put another field in, or have animals. I still keep thinking there are some fantastic, yeah. Let's have a look at animals, to be honest. There are some fantastic modded ones now. Yeah, cowshed medium. The one that I like is it is Royal Christianity, I'm sure it is. Yeah, that one there, 490 cows. It's big. It is. It's just, yeah, but it isn't so big that it wouldn't go here. I actually like this. It's, yeah, I mean, actually, yeah, it does fit really nicely, and not so much that you can't get around it. In fact, that fits almost perfectly. So maybe that is a go. I would like to go into cows, and I'd like to go in a big way, but obviously we're going to have to build up to that. There's no way you can afford to. I mean, I know animals aren't a killer, but then there's I'd buy our produce in to begin with. I've got suppliers, local suppliers that can supply Telmix ration a very reasonable amount, so I'm not going to, I know lots of people belabour that point, but I would imagine there's a lot of farmers that, some of the big names, one of my favourite was CLP, always insists on doing his own, whereas I just think, no, if I'm concentrating on animals and crops, then I've only got so much energy to do everything. I'm not going to wait for my cow, and this is not me being critical to Mr. CLP. We've all got our different ways of doing things. I just want to get, it's juggling, it's balance, isn't it? And what's important to Mr. CLP isn't necessarily important to me, but we do share some common goals of trying to produce content that's yeah, that's it. We've got different ideas, and I think that's right. You wouldn't want a Mr. CLP disciple that actually does exactly the same as the master, otherwise you may as well go and watch the master. But I mean, I do think differently, obviously, to Mr. CLP anyway. We have different sort of ideas on things, but I do, obviously I do very much admire him, his Let's Plays, and I love his mod reviews, truly love his mod reviews. He's so balanced on the way he goes through them all, and he does go through them all, so yeah. Anyway, without any further ado, this time I truly am going, no more waffling, no more side things, but yeah, I do think definitely animals is where we're going to go. without any further ado, I am going to say goodbye for now.